also looking for...
I was just edited. Oh my god.
I'm Tia, and I'm here with Florence, Tom, Nick, and Lewis.
Hello.
We're dry cleaning.
Hit my head all day. I get to have a beer with dry cleaning. I love it. The only issue here is that we only have 2 microphones.
Okay,
so we're
we're
Your third album, Secret Love. I am so excited about this record. I've been very lucky to get a sneaky early listen. The thing that strikes me right off the bat is how exacting your synergy is on this album. It's like really, really amazing to hear the musicality and the lyricism play off of each other so effortlessly. It almost kind of feels like you guys have transcended being individual players and you've become like one perfectly honed, like superhuman musical entity.
Wow.
I'm glad that comes across because we spent more time in this record than we have on previous records.
Really?
Yeah, maybe like a year and a half. Like some previous records, thanks for holding the mic by the way. But some previous records, we'd like play some stuff live and kind of work some stuff out. This record was the first time we'd literally spent like a year or so just jamming and working with material.
And Trump hates the alt left, but this is the fruits. These are the fruits, bro.
Invest in alt left and you'll get a new dry cleaning record.
Transcend the self, be part of a community.
That last little bit was very nice.
I mean,
it was all nice.
Yeah.
By much.
But also consume. Consume our goods.
Well, I was gonna ask, like, just because you guys are clearly, you're so deep into this at this point, 3 records in, do you feel like Secret Love is kind of the dry cleaning sound most realized sonically?
Yeah, definitely.
It's the happiest I've been with a record at release. I mean, we're a few months off, but like by the time we've mixed it and it's ready to go, yeah. It's the most like what's the way to put it? Like where you feel like you've done your thing and it's all happened and you feel your sort of level of satisfaction. Oh, I could have done that better. Like, oh, I wish I'd just said this thing or come up with this idea. Like, I feel really satisfied. Yeah, and I think everyone does.
Yeah, it's the truest. I think dry cleaning records to date, right? It's like
the truest dry cleaning record to date.
I feel like every record we open, we lay another foundation, open another door to where we can go, because we're such a mixture of genres already, as people, but then within that a mixture of genres. And this is, I think, such a peak moment of us collaborating across the board.
I mean, you guys just played the record for fans for the first time. I feel like when you witness somebody listening to your album, it's almost like watching somebody read your own birthday card.
Did you say someone reading your birthday card? Like when you write a really long, like heartfelt thing, and then they're just like silently reading it, and you're just like, yes.
It wasn't as awkward as I thought it would be, actually. It was more emotional than I thought it would be, because they were feeling it. One person was like looking off into the distance and getting a little bit teary-eyed, and I was like, I'm getting a bit teary-eyed as well. And it was on Secret Love as well, which is like, I don't know, it kind of gets me every time, that song. Like,
there are some tearjerker moments.
Kate LeBon added some synths to that track that get me every time.
Speaking of Kate, I'm such a Kate fan. She had such like a quirky surrealism to her music, which makes it such a great pairing for a dry cleaning record as producer. How did she kind of push Secret Love to the place where it's at now?
She seemed to see it as like a city. It's something we'd spoken about before. We wanted the record to sound like travelling through a city and the different sounds of a city. And the first time we spoke to her, she mentioned that, and it was such a relief. And she kind of knew what, from the demos we'd sent her, she kind of understood what we were doing.
She didn't even say that much on that first Zoom call, but what she did say was profound in a way. Like, she seemed to make it seem exciting to explore, but seemed to minimise all the threat or something. I don't know. It's hard to describe. It's like she made it seem like, let's have an adventure. We've got the map, but let's go off piste and see what happens. And it was like, that's a really good way of looking at things. And I think like that way of talking, kind of just from an artist point of view, like a creative point of view, was just very appealing. She had the language down, and when working with her, it was we were right. She really is like that. She's really just focused on the creative aspects of it, like maximizing the artistic potential of all the songs, but without ignoring the pop, the textures of things, like the fun. Like she's just the real deal, really. You know, I hate her.
I thought about this earlier. It's such a big part of it. When we demoed some of the tracks at the Loft in Chicago, Jeff Tweedy came in and he said, "I love you have a language between yourselves that no one else can understand," which was such a compliment. And he's like, I live for this. And Kate, without telling her that, came in and just.
She could have been in the band.
Understood our language and became part of the language. She sent us a long playlist of tracks and would use them as reference points, almost kind of like a language, like dictionary, kind of like to be like, that's how I communicate. So she became part of the band in that way, so she could communicate throughout the month we spent together.
I'm sure that language has only strengthened over 3 records. Do you guys feel like you're kind of able to clock each other's moods and emotions based on like what you bring to a jam or like what Flo is like exploring lyrically?
Yeah.
No, I do think in a way it can be strange, but the fact of the matter is we don't talk about it. We only play and react to what each other are doing, and then we just talk about other stuff. And I think whilst that can sometimes give a bit of a strange dissonance, because it's like we don't really discuss what we're doing creatively at all until like this point in a record. It can be a strange journey, but I think it lends more intensity to the music, and I think it's almost like a ring fencing of emotional things, so that they're just within the music, as opposed to like we don't really talk about concepts or how we're feeling very much.
I mean, I know
very British.
All the emotions.
Yeah, we talk about the weather all the time.
Well, I mean, I know you guys are kind of like reticent to be overly prescriptive about what your songs are about, but I have wondered, like, intention, I would imagine, has to be discussed on some level internally, but maybe not. It sounds like improvisational practice is kind of what you guys engage in until music and lyrics sort of strike the same chord.
I think within ourselves we think about it a lot, but it's not really out loud. Definitely with lyrics, I think a lot about intention and what I'm trying to go for, but it's, as I'm demonstrating very well right now, I'm not that good at explaining it in a sort of a straightforward way. Like, it's like every song I just think about all the different sort of subjects I have flying around my head at any given time, and the lyrics are really like, they're sort of like a moment where I think about all of those things and try and put them in order. Rather than reaching a conclusion, it's more like trying to figure it out, and then that's the word.
I think the intent behind the record bubbles up over time, you know, like it sort of it kind of percolates a bit, and then the various bits of material you have start to inform each other, and gradually, like, you're sort of like, you know, moulding a blob of clay into like something that has a bit more shape.
An ashtray.
A toilet.
Another ashtray.
And eventually
An ashtray again.
This one's got the little bips in it for the fag.
it gets better over time, right? And you do improve it as you go, and then someone like Kate comes in, the producer comes in and sheds new light on the things that you've done, and quite often that comes at quite a significant time where maybe you've kind of not hit a brick wall necessarily, but like you're kind of ready for fresh stimulus and a new take on what you're doing, because you're aware that the songs are going to change, you know, things are going to happen, like from past experience, you know that when someone else comes in and gets stuck into it, you have to be ready for things to drastically, radically change.
We're also looking for that. We're also always looking for that.
Oh no! We can brush her off.
Well, we're always looking for that fifth voice as well. Like, we always, please God help us. when G's
The next album.
It's me, guys.
we prayed to the Lord, but he was silent. But like, even though we're like quite tight knit as a group, we're always looking for, like, we're always open to an extra voice coming in, particularly as a producer or. Well, just producer really, but
we have quite a strong.
but like when David Wrench, who mixed it as well. Yeah, someone to sort this shit out. But when David Wrench mixed it as well, that really made it cohesive too. Like Kate, you could see Kate was open to that as well. Like we went there for a few days when David was finishing the mixing on the record, and he did things that made the whole thing so cohesive that even Kate was like, okay, let's go for that. As a group, I think you can't be too closed off from these energies. You have to, you kind of have to open yourself to them, and like they help you. You know, Kate really curated a lot of the sounds, and she didn't really work on any of the structures. In fact, we were actually looking for her to do that. We were like, there's a song called The Cute Things that we were like, this seems too simple, and she was like, it's great. And so she would just like work on the sounds of things and the journey of the album, and you do need someone to sort of curate. There's such four strong voices. It does take someone to come in and sort of say, let's do it this way, and we're always looking for that. That's what we're up for.
Totally. Well, speaking of a strong voice, Flo, I'm sorry, I'm gonna make you explain yourself more.
That's okay. That's okay.
But I know that you've said an inspiring exercise for you is inhabiting the perspective of other people. For example, like lines from Scratch Card Lanyard, were you inhabiting the perspective of a mother who has a lot on her plate. And in Secret Love, I feel like I'm seeing through the eyes of so many different interesting characters with very interesting jobs and interesting preferences when it comes to food, etc. It sounds like you employed that practice again.
Yeah, it feels quite a natural way to play with different subject matter, and also like maybe different thoughts and feelings that you have that are maybe a bit embarrassing. Just pin them on someone else. It's a good, yeah.
This is from the perspective of Nick. No, it feels kind of automatic. It feels like just a nice way to kind of play with words and play with tones of voice, and I suppose like inside of myself, I always feel like I'm a lot of people, almost like mood swing kind of vibes, you know. I feel like that a lot of the time. Yeah, it's just like a nice, it's almost like a bit theatrical. It's kind of fun. Yeah.
These characters are all you, it sounds like, but
I don't
many
know.
faces of Flo.
I guess so.
Well, you breathe so much life into each of these characters. It was kind of to the point where listening to Secret Love, I was like, man, I'm kind of like, I feel like I'm looking at a collection of short stories almost, and each song is a bit of like a window into a different person or a different character's life in a way. I don't know if that was intentional, but
that's very nice. I do think this album in particular, each song really has its own distinct identity. Yeah, they're very much like flavors, like different kind of worlds. A little bit like the analogy of like walking through a city, the idea that they're quite distinct little worlds on their own, and with distinct kind of characters, distinct kind of storylines. And yeah, that is very much like a sort of collection of short stories, isn't it?
Are there particular characters that have struck a chord with you?
I'm not sure. I don't know if
Personally,
Yeah.
I think there's a bit of Flo's lyrics at the end of "Let Me Grow and You'll See the Fruit" that feels like it literally feels like reading someone's diary, and it's just at the point where the saxophones kick off, and it feels so like vulnerable and like human, and it's very moving. Actually, we were listening to it we just did a listening party, and we were listening to it with the two people listening to it. It felt like a moment between the four of us. We all looked at each other. We were like
Wow.
The lyrics there are so unguarded and so like, but simple as well. Simple phrases that are just like so. The character in that song is, I think that's one of the songs I think we're proudest of in a way, because I think it would be easy to just churn out another post-punk banger, but to actually take your foot off the gas and actually try and expand your world and bring in the other things that you're listening to. Like when we actually started writing that song, I was thinking a lot of like Pentangle and 70s folk music and stuff, and that's how it was demoed at the Loft in Chicago. But what's ended up on the record, she'd give me a 12-string guitar and be like, do another part. And I'd be like, what? Because she could hear it. What are you talking about? What? So what do you mean by that? And we worked with our friend Bruce from Chicago on the saxophone, and which is kind of the feature instrument there. Like it really elevates the song. And I think Kate could see from what Flo was doing and where that song was going, that's the moment she wanted it to peak. With Flo's lyrics and all that sort of stuff. And it's like
I said, with every record we've opened like another door. That one, I didn't assume we'd open that door. I didn't assume we'd open like that kind of folky door. It's such a I feel like we've laid certain foundations in everything we listen to, and every record it surprises myself where we kind of another door we open.
Sorry. Continue. The doors.
Finn.
Oh, Finn. Sorry, I was gonna. Sorry, I was gonna.
He's not finished.
I was gonna.
Oh my god.
We are unedited. It's going out live.
Content salad.
Yeah, from live streaming.
Just looping back to the lyrics, I think maybe you've done some more there's a few moments that for me feel very personally candid. Like that feels really nice, like from within the band, like you feel you're able to write like more like that, or I get to know you a little bit more in a way, like it's strange, like it's like it's an interesting thing, and I don't know what the perspective of that is like from the outside looking in. But obviously when it's your when it's your friend doing it, it feels more kind of like it's personal, I suppose. Especially like I Need You, like right at the end of the album, it feels very like it's called I Need You, but like on the record you kind of do it more like I Need You. It just feels super personal, but like it's easy to take for granted that music is always like that, but I don't think it's always like that. I think a lot of people just write about bullshit, like a lot of the time.
That's a very fair point.
Yeah, like
I think weirdly in music's defense, it's easy to conjure emotions instrumentally, very difficult to do it with words. That's the end of that sentence.
Most people don't care.
I mean, the amount of bands I've been in and the amount of singers I've had that I actually thought that's a sick lyric is quite small. It might even be.
Thank you. Well, flies everywhere. Flies everywhere. I feel like there are a lot of allusions to concealment on this record. You say like secret love concealed in the drawing of a boy, and I make sure there are hidden messages in my work. I always feel like there are hidden messages couched in dry cleaning's work, just on the whole. However, these are repeated themes that I feel like you guys are coming back to, and it just made me wonder, like what about concealment, about secrecy, about privacy is so stirring to you in this moment?
Not to say anything too grand, it feels like an era where privacy is at a bit of a premium, and the idea of hiding things seems very unfashionable, or having secret things very unfashionable, but at the same time everybody does, and it's also very rapidly becoming kind of dangerous to be yourself in public, I think, and it's a weird dichotomy of like this thing of like everybody's showing everything all the time, but at the same time suddenly you're risking a lot to do that. I don't know, it's a very potent kind of subject. I'm a very private kind of person as well, and quite kind of guarded generally in some ways, and I definitely value like aloneness quite a lot. It's almost like a way to recharge, or a way to just kind of like have special stuff that no one can kind of change or kind of get at. Like that's super important to me, and so I think it's on my mind a lot. It just feels like a very relevant subject to a lot of people, a lot of vulnerable people, and also something that personally means a lot to me. But also just like being in a band generally is a little bit like we sort of alluded to earlier, this thing of like not necessarily talking about things, but making things together is quite a private act in a way. Like we're in a room and we kind of like show each other our ideas, but in practice, we'll play something. It's quite a private thing to do, really, and a vulnerable thing to do. So certainly when I first test out lyrics and stuff, it's very quietly,
People can't really hear what I'm doing so much. It's like in the corner of a room. Sounds kind of crazy, but that is what it's like. A lot of different things seem to touch on that theme somehow.
The record, as much as there are moments of levity, moments of like slowness, of like joy, even though the song Joy is not exactly joyful, it's like relatively bleak, you know, and it feels like quite dark. Lyrically, you're leaning into very dark territory, but I'm just kind of thinking of like the anxious drum beat of like Blood, you know, or like that like sinister explosion of guitar and the creeping bass line of Evil Evil Idiot, which is like probably my favorite song title maybe ever. But there's like a darkness there that feels very reflective of obviously the political atmosphere right now. I know that Hit My Head All Day was also like inspired by manipulation through misinformation, and considering it's the lead single and also the opening track, can we kind of understand that as like a thesis of the record?
Interesting. Certainly the darkness is not unintentional. That's definitely a thread that Kate picked up on. Yeah, the industrialness of it, the sort of hard inhumanity of it. But you'd be mad not to not be absorbing those frequencies at this moment in time. If you're a creative person with your eyes and your ears open, you'd be mad not to be putting that in your music or your art or your writing or something. Like, how could you not? We're meager artists. but what we can do is open our eyes and ears and let those frequencies come into our music, you know what I mean?
We're just going to be paraphrasing each other. But like, I mean, it's a similar thing. Like, the music is the thesis, it's the reaction to the world around us, and it's not like we sat down and made a plan for it to be a certain way. It just kind of happened from being the sponge in the soup or whatever. You know, you're just soaking up all this stuff, and this is our way of kind of regurgitating it. It's like, it's a pretty horrible metaphor, but like, it's just our reaction to the world. And I think this record, more than any other that we've done, the situation in the world around us is more fucked up than it's ever been. So I think that's reflected on the album, you know, and the starkness of it, you know, if it's bleak or, you know, even if it's beautiful at times, it's just us trying to find a way to navigate that.
I have been enjoying cheersing to the record already. So me and my housemate went for dinner when we decided on the album name. We went for dinner, we kept cheersing just to Secret Love. And even at the bar, just saying, cheersing to Secret Love is such a nice thing to cheers to. Like, people around you like, what are they cheersing to? It's like, cheers to Secret Love. And people are like, what's to Secret Love? I have been enjoying that a lot.
Everyone's having affairs.
Exactly.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm having an affair with your record, considering no one else has heard it. Very few other people have heard it, and I'm like, it's just me and her.
Well, cheers to Secret Love.
Cheers to Secret Love. One last question for you guys. I know you guys are big fans of food, and you have said that American sandwiches are better than UK sandwiches.
That's not even a...
How long have you got?
Well, we are in New York, and all New Yorkers have a go-to Bodega sandwich, so I'm wondering, do you guys have a go-to Bodega sandwich? And if not, what would a dry cleaning Bodega sandwich be?
Do you mean like from a certain place, or do you mean the type of sandwich? Because
basically, you can go to a deli pretty much anywhere in New York, and like the accoutrement, kind of, you know, they're mostly the same across every single deli. Cold cuts, salads, cutlets, things like that.
I mean, I like a chopped cheese, which is my friend Issa recommended that to us, and we all got it immediately, and it kind of changed our lives. Is that too blunt an answer? Is there like different ingredients you can have in that, or is that a straight up? I mean, I just asked for a chopped cheese, and what I got was delicious.
I kind of want a Reuben I want less of everything else apart from the sauerkraut. Oh. Yeah, there's too much happening in a Reuben. The sauerkraut is is the peak of the Reuben, yeah.
I can't say one in New York, but we were in Milwaukee the other day, and there was a deli opposite the Cactus Club called Giotto. I mean, it's about as fucking Italian as it fucking gets, right? But I had a panini in there, and it was like mortadella. It had
You got the mortadella.
the fucking mortadella. But it like what I think the difference between an English sandwich and an American sandwich, albeit an Italian American sandwich, is just the level of detail, like herbs, olive oil, vinegar, a large amount of meat. There's meat in there. There's and it like there's I think it's the Club Supreme at Jersey Mike's, for instance, has turkey.
I can't believe we're talking about Jersey Mike's again.
I've seen an interview where you guys
Bring on the sponsorship, please, Mike.
Mike,
Where are you at?
what the fuck?
Have you guys brought this up in Jersey?
Yeah, I'm a Devils fan. Come on, Mike. Get on board.
Jersey Mike's, all the subs you need.
Love you, Mike.
But if you do you know anything about English sandwiches? It's like dry as a bone.
Had one maybe, but then
Yeah, keep it that way.
Just normal, so normal.
There's some pleasure to having a cheese and pickle sandwich if you like dry, boring shit.
You compare like a watercress and what would it be? Just like a watercress and cheese maybe sandwich compared to your big.
There's a thing called a cucumber sandwich. It's just fucking cucumber.
See, maybe this is where like American customization really comes into play because you know you go to Starbucks and you're like, can I have like a double trippy venti caramel thing?
Fentanyl
with, like,
latte. Double trippy fentanyl latte, please.
One of those, but with whipped cream on the side, but also caramel in the middle. You know, we do that. We do that well, but we bring it to the sandwich game, which I think is where it really
It's valid. It's
thrives.
valid. Yeah, because the detailing is key.
Exactly.
Every mouthful of a sandwich is sort of like, this is exciting.
I feel like in Britain we get what we're given.
Yeah. Hey, be grateful or we'll fucking kick you out.
I'm really just trying to get you guys to a place where Lewis's dream comes true of like fans bringing you food at every single show.
Such a dream. I just want a sandwich named after myself. That's all I want. So the only reason I'm doing this fucking band.
Jersey Mike.
I'm decided yet. Pressure.
Oh, well, that's why you're not getting it.
Mike, get
True,
your shit
it's definitely
together. Dry cleaning needs you. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you.